water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Only the Avatar, master of all four elements, could stop them. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. 100 years passed and my brother and I discovered the new Avatar, an airbender named Aang. And although his airbending skills are great, he has a lot to learn before he's ready to save anyone. But I believe Aang can save the world.
Now, all jokes aside with that intro, my name is Lorthorn, and this is the Avatar mod for 1.12 Minecraft. And it's one of the most dang cool Flameo mods you've ever seen. So let's get into this, Avatar style. Warning, this video contains spoilers to Avatar The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. So if you have not seen those, I'd recommend not watching this video, go watching those, then coming back here and watching this one. If you have seen them, or you don't care about spoilers, then you can proceed. Okay, let's get into this. You want firebending? It's got it. Shooting out air blades? Sure thing. Waterbending? Splishity Splash can do it in a flash. Want to throw massive boulders? That too. Jumping off walls with wind? Yep. Creating walls? Yep. Flying bisons? Yep. Combustion bending? Oh yeah. Boomerangs? Well, no.
Wait, my boomerang!
There's no time!
Actually, that is one of the bigger flaws of this mod. Now, even though it doesn't have any boomerangs, there are plenty of other mods out there with boomerangs, so it's not a huge hang-up, but still, it's a little of a problem I might come back to. Anyhows, this mod lets you learn bending. Now, the way to learn bending is by scrolls. These scrolls can be bought in villages from bending masters. Once you have these scrolls, you use them to unlock techniques. When you do a technique enough, you get XP. When you max out the XP on that technique, it will ask you to use another scroll. Then, you can level up the technique. Each time the techniques level up, they get cooler and cooler, more powerful, and can do more stuff. See, check it out. I can make a bigger fireball now. Well, relatively bigger. Its explosion's bigger and it does more damage. Apparently. Although, there's no flashy numbers or anything that doesn't destroy terrain, so you just have to trust me on that because that's what the text is. Now, sometimes though, these benders who are supposed to sell you the scrolls are sticklers, and they won't sell them to you. So, if this is the case, just challenge them to Agni Kai, and after incinerating their bodies, dig through the ashes and you'll get yourselves the lovely scrolls that you're looking for. And sometimes you'll find a nice fancy universal scroll which can be used to unlock any technique if you have the bending capability to use them, that is. Usually there are fire, wind, water, what have you scrolls, but the universal, that's any kind of scroll. So those things, those be fancy-o. Now another thing to be aware of is that it seems like every kind of bending style has some sort of passive ability related to their bending. The windbenders can jump up walls, and although it's a little buggy, it's quite cool. They also don't take fall damage whatsoever, which is pretty strong. Waterbenders can indefinitely stay underwater, and they also get to dig faster while underwater. They get haste when they're wet. Firebenders seem to gain the vitality from bending in combat, and Earthbenders don't seem to get anything special besides they can like lift up rocks and clumps of dirt, which is something Steve can already do, so I mean that's something, but yeah. Oh, also, this one wall raising power is like really buggy, like check this out. Like, what is that? What's going on with that, right? But when you are bending it a little too much, doing those Agni Kais and leveling up your techniques, you'll come across the problem of chi points. Now, in this mod, there's a system of mana, which is like something out of a video game or perhaps a very strange anime. and is completely unrelated, as far as I understand, to the cartoon. Now, there is chi and chakra points within the cartoon, but they never like, oh no, I've used up too much chi, I can't keep on bending. However, this mod decided they needed that for balancing or something, and it's just a little bit annoying. As I understood, bending is something that just happens when a bender does physical motions with their body, and so the bending is totally related to your physical endurance and capability. And once you've bent too much, you just fall over. Anyways, back to the topic of this chi stuff. So, when you want to recharge it, there's no mana potions to drink, and there's no sleepy in bed to make it come faster. However, I do have a theory that crouching makes it recharge faster. I mean, it feels like it does. It makes me think I'm meditating or something. I mean, even the facts say otherwise. I believe if you're low on chi, you should crouch and go, and it will come back faster. It's just the way these things work. Now, another way to get around the chi problem is just to unlock more techniques. By doing this, you get more chi in your chi pool, and then the chi system gets a little more bearable, although more powerful moves seem to use up more chi. So it's always a balancing act, and I think it's just kind of stupid. Now, I know what you're all asking. Can you learn every kind of bending and be the Avatar? Well, I'll just check the wiki here and we'll find out. Okay, you do that, and that. Okay, I think I got it. Don, 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 don. And yeah, you can be the Avatar, but you need to use cheat commands to do so. Now, my thoughts on this is it actually makes sense that you can't be the Avatar, because there are thousands of villagers, pigmen, and even squids out there that can all do bending. And what makes you think that you'll be the one in a million that's the Avatar? It's probably going to be like some pig on a hillside that's actually the Avatar, considering just how many entities are in Minecraft. And it's quite rare to be the Avatar, so just don't get greedy. Or use the command, and then you can master all 4 elements. Or you can not use the commands. Stay away from cheating. Stick to your lane, learn water bending, master it, be happy with that. Use some ice bending and you're just like, yeah, I'm the lord of the water benders now. And I'm going to just learn all the water bending and be happy with that. Actually though, the Avatar stuff is really cool, like combining all the elements together and using combo moves. It just looks sick and I love it. Love it. To be perfectly honest here, I totally would choose to be the Avatar if I could. Well, not in real life, but in the game, yes please. In real life, I'd take airbending, I think. You could like move around freely, just jump around, get to any building top, take really cool selfies. It would just be a lot of fun, I think, being an airbender. Also just the increased like movement speed and not being able to like have to deal with hot and cold temperatures outside. It'd just be the best. Now, don't get me wrong, if I could get all 4 elements without having to be Wizard Buddha Jesus, I would. Just like get me a lion turtle, tap me on the forehead several times, I'll take all 4 elements, but I'm not going to take the responsibility of balancing out the world and being the bridge between the spirit realm and killing melon lords. No, that is not for me. But if I can get it another way, I will, and that's where cheat codes come in. You can use cheat codes for a whole bunch of stuff, actually. You can give yourself all the techniques, you can give yourself more experience, you can level things up, you can take away people's bending if you want to be a cruel, evil Amon. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff you can do with commands. Best to investigate them yourself with those. Anyhow, it has all the iconic bendings that you know and love. It has the water bending, the air bending, earth, fire, lightning, pretty cool, ice, and even flesh bending. Now, unfortunately, there's no metal bending or magma bending, and the wiki does say there's magma bending, but I haven't come across it, so it seems like they didn't implement it. These various different bendings have varying amounts of abilities within them and varying amounts of usefulness, but I think that they are pretty fun. You just check this out. There's some cool stuff you can do. There are 3 new mobs added to this. There is the Flying Bison, which I referenced in the beginning, and they're pretty cool. You can put saddles on them, you can put armor on them, it looks neat. There's also the Ostrich Horse, which once you ride it, it just automatically tames. A little slow to start off with, but they just start getting really fast, they're quite fun. And of course, there is the Otter Penguins, which you can ride as well. So all 3 mobs added, you can ride. And the Otter Penguins, you can just jump on their back after giving them a fish. You give them fish, they love you. You can sit on their back, ride around, slippy, slappy. It's a lot of fun. What else is added besides bending and do mobs is, well, a tool for bending, which is the water skin, which you can store up water with because you need water to bend with. That just makes sense. And there is the air staff, which you can shoot little gouts of air with. I think it can give you a speed buff, but it seems a little buggy. And that's about all that this mod adds. I mean, there's a lot of different cool bending, but it seems to be slightly limited in all the other stuff besides the bending, which is fine. See, I think that this is a great mod. There is a few problems, like the hotkeys seem to bug together if you go in between saves. That's a little bit of a bug. And some of the powers just feel like they're missing, or they don't have enough oomph to them. They don't have enough impact, and others just feel a little strange. I know leveling them up does make them stronger, but still it feels a little limited, a little stiff at times. I also really dislike the cheese system. Understand it's meant to be for balance and keeping everything nice and together and gamifying it, but I actually don't think it needs to be gamified. Or you could already use the system implemented in the game, which is uses up your hunger faster, like fighting does. Fighting regenning, it should use up your hunger faster, I think, to use bending instead of adding in this arbitrary cheese system. That would be, I think, a much better approach than introducing a new system which didn't exist at all in the cartoon. Just trying to find bending teachers, trying to get the scrolls, and trying to get villagers to trade with you is really, really annoying. They seem to never have things on them, and quite often you have to just kill enemies. Now, killing random mobs can also drop scrolls, but still, it just adds this level of tedium, which I find aggravating. And you can go, oh, I want this to be a slow system and sort of like level up over time and play Minecraft with that. But if you want it right away and also play vanilla, it's incredibly hard to farm. So there are commands for that, but that's not really a vanilla experience. So it feels a little, I don't know, gamified again of how slow it is to learn bending. Like maybe if there was temples you could go to, like an air temple, fire temple, or schools like water school, earth school, I think that could be cool. Or if the bending masters, instead of giving you scrolls, could personally train you, much better approach in my opinion. But there's of course limitations in the modding, and it still works, it's just slow for my tastes. Now also there's just a few bugs in the abilities I've noticed, like the wall power is really buggy, the raise wall. It's just like, what's going on here? And also the wave power is incredibly inconvenient to use. It just doesn't seem to work as well as I'd like to. You have to look in strange directions, and you can't lift up a block of coal with the ability of the Earthbender, and they literally did that in the show, lifting up blocks of coal. Now you can do it with coal ore, but you can't do it with raw coal, and I just think that's a little silly. I think I'll rate this mod 1 Sokka, 2 Zukos, and 3 Aangs. Now, it could have gone up to a top Zuko Sokka rating, maybe even a Momo, but the lack of boomerang and the arbitrary chi points just kind of drag it down. Still, it is a great mod. Unfortunately, it's still an alpha, and it's not being updated in over a year. I haven't looked into it too much, but from the first glance, it seems that at best this mod is paused or in the works, and at worst it's been abandoned. Either way, it's a good starting point and gives an excellent example of what you can do with modding, how you can put the Avatar world into Minecraft. With this mod, you can have just fun magic, you can do some role-playing with friends, have like a role-play RPG world with magic and fighting systems, or you could do a different kind of role-playing, pretend to be in the Avatar world. And my personal favorite thought of what you could do with this mod is try to recreate the whole Avatar series in the Minecraft world. Now, if anyone's insane enough to do that, contact me. I'll voice Zuko. Dibs. Of course, I can't exactly take dibs because the actual voice actor for Zuko is a nutcase and loves voicing that character. So, if that is the case, then I will take Uncle Iroh. I think I could do a pretty fair job of him. Prince Zuko, you must look within yourself to find yourself, and then you will know who you must be for yourself. Okay, maybe I'm not great at that, but still, I can work on it. To wrap things up, I hope this mod continues, and if not, then I hope someone else comes along and takes the reins, or decides to start a new one. Whatever the case may be, this mod itself is excellent, and I would say if you like it, give your support to the mod maker wherever you can, and just try and encourage it to continue to be making and just play around with it and have fun. Anyways, that's all from me for now. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.